Okay guys, I got a tripod, so hopefully you can see me and hear me. I figured I would take you through a quick little, all you need kettlebell workout. Let's reset that. Okay, I got a tripod, so hopefully you can see everything and hear me. But I figured I would go through kind of just how I program my kettlebell workouts. So we'll do a movement prep, that's gonna be body weight. Then if you have a lighter kettlebell or a dumbbell that you could use for your, just some like activation. And then a moderate to heavy size kettlebell. And if you got a red band when he's sleeping on it, so I'm not gonna use that, or a black band to use. And if not, we can modify without it. So we're gonna take it from the ground. We're gonna start with a little side plank matrix. So coming down to your elbow, I'm on my right side, my knees are gonna be bent, my right elbow is right underneath my shoulder, knees bent, hips stacked. We're gonna lift the hips high, top arm's gonna lift up, then that top leg's gonna lift. We're gonna rotate the hip and your chest underneath towards that bottom leg. Reaching back behind you, inhale, open it back up, exhale, round, rotate underneath, and back through. Going for 3 to 5 reps, you should feel that rotation on the top hip and that bottom hip working. And then coming back center, we're gonna straighten out that left leg, or you could keep the knee bent, and we're just gonna hold this this plank with that abduction. Holding that for 10, for 5, 3, 2, then we're gonna drop that top leg, and we're pulling the bottom knee up. This is called a Copenhagen side plank. If it feels like too much, I'll show you a modification that you could do. So lower it down. You're gonna take your top leg, bend the knee back behind you, and then lift the hips out of both sides with both the knees staying on the ground. Once you're there, you're gonna try to squeeze that bottom knee up towards your chest. So you're really working through that top hip, hips fully through, pushing the ground away. 2, 1. And then we're just switching our sides. So I'm gonna go over to my left side, knees bent on my left shoulder, hips stacked, lifted up high, top leg comes up, top arm can lift, and then exhale as you rotate that top hip and your chest down towards the ground. Inhale as we come back center and through. It's really great for some hip mobility while also working the core. 1, then coming back center, straighten out that top leg, holding that, push the ground away, toes are kind of rotated down, my heels push back for 5, 3, 2, you're gonna drop that top leg and try to pull that bottom knee up. Pushing through the upper body as well for 5, 3, 2, and then lower it down. Whew. All right, so then we're gonna use your lighter weight. And this is really great for the hips. We're gonna do some halos in a split lunge iso. If you need to modify it at all, keep your knee down on the ground and just work the positioning that we get into. So I'm gonna go half kneeling, my left knee's down, my right foot's gonna be forward. I'm gonna use a lighter kettlebell and turn it upside down. And from here, I'm gonna curl the back left toes under so that hip is fully through. I'm gonna halo it to my right ear, reaching for my mid-back so my elbows frame my head, left ear, back center. Then we're gonna reverse it, left ear, mid-back, elbows frame, right ear, center. You could hold it here and lift that front heel, or we're gonna lift up into a split lunge to iso it, pushing through the ball of the front foot for 5, 3, 2, drop the heel, lower it down, and we're switching it out. So now my right knee's down, my left foot's forward, same thing, haloing, reaching for the mid-back, really opening up through the chest, ear, center, ear, mid-back, ear, center, lifting up into my split lunge, holding that, pushing through the front foot, lifting up that heel for 5, 3, 2, and lowering that back down. So it feels really good, getting your hips extended, working through your hip flexors that might seem tight, but maybe they're just weak, and sometimes they need some love. All right, when you got off my band. So I really like plank rows. for the hips and for the core and for the upper body. So you're gonna take a band and you can anchor it to something heavy. Hopefully you can see this. I'm gonna use a heavier kettlebell and I'm gonna loop this long way through and then around and in. Now I'm gonna tip the kettlebell over. If you are using something heavier, if you're not using kettlebell, then you don't need to tip it over. Anyways, I'm gonna choke up on this band a little bit so I can really feel the resistance in my right hand. My hands are gonna be narrow, my feet are gonna be wide for a high plank. If you don't have a band, you could go naked and kind of just go hand to your butt. Otherwise, band's in my right hand. I'm gonna choke up on it and pull that elbow in towards my ribs, keeping that right hip through and holding that for 10. Breathing into it, pushing through the big toe, squeezing your butt, pressing out of that opposite side arm for 3, 2, and release. Take it to the other side. So the hips stay turned in, you're squeezing and you're pulling. Should be able to see your collarbones for 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Okay, so that's a little bit of a movement prep to get the hips feeling good, to get some things turned on. You could take that another time if you'd like go through it 2 more times, or if 1 round feels like enough, then we're getting into it. So we're gonna start with this is more of the activation with the movement series. We're gonna go heavy bell or moderate size, and we're gonna start with the deadlift. So I'm gonna set the bell up inside my heels. I'm gonna hinge my hips back, so soft bend in the knees, send the hips straight back behind you, and then drop down to really anchor yourself onto the bell to pull the hips down even lower, keeping your shoulders pulled back, lats engaged. Exhale, push the ground away. Inhale, reach back. We're going for 10, just waking things up still, getting the hips feeling good, and getting some motion. For 5, for 3, 2, and 1. Once you get your 10, shake it out. Again, this is like more of a dynamic block, so I like to pair bounces and hops because that's what the kettlebell kind of gives you quality-wise. And if you don't know, then go and watch any of my stuff because I love a bell and bounce. Because that strength of pushing the ground away is going to help generate a bounce. So we're going to pair that with a lateral hop. If you're not comfortable hopping, what I'd suggest is either holding onto something, bend into your hips, knees, and ankles, little tiny hops, sitting back into it. Otherwise, we're going 10 seconds, side to side, pogo hops on the balls of your feet, using those arms for 5, 2, and 1. You're gonna breathe, shake it out, grab some water, and then we're translating that to a dead clean. So you're putting the deadlift together with the bounce. A lot of people will keep their feet planted for the dead clean, and that's totally fine, but what I'm after with the dead clean and most of the kettlebell movements when it comes to power is being able to be springy and using your strength to translate into power. So when I say be springy, I mean triple extension. With triple extension, it comes from the ankle, the knees, and your hips. Being able to pop up, so right here would be triple extension. Keeping your feet flat doesn't allow that and doesn't give you that springiness. So if you want to go down a bell size, or if your deadlift weight feels okay, you could use that. We're going to set it up the same way. Inside the feet, 2 hands on, pull yourself down, and then we're jumping up to our chest, looking through the horns, and then we're going to drop it back down and catch. Back up, back down. See how my feet leave the floor to help me get it up. Going for 8, and then shake that out. And then if you have a prop that you could use, I really like to use like a block, a pillow, a med ball, a light med ball to help with a lateral leap. So we're gonna go side to side from one foot to the other with the prop in your hands. So say I'm starting on my left foot. I'm gonna come from that left side and I'm gonna hop over to the right side, reaching outside that hip. Up and over, landing into it. So I'm not landing straight leg. That's the whole point of, my God, I'm out of breath. Being able to be elastic and absorb and then produce. So, over from the hip, up and over, sit into it. The prop helps you kind of shift your weight into that same side leg. Going for 10. Shake it out, and again, you can make that as small as you need. One foot to the other. Bend into it. Really load and land. So we got 10 there, and then we're putting the two together, the deadlift and the dead clean. So like a little complex. So, 2 hands over the top. Same positioning, starting from the ground. We're gonna anchor ourselves down. We're gonna push the ground away, come on up. Now we're gonna come down to your knees to that hang position, where it's like a quarter squat. I'm nice and strong here. My upper back is engaged, shoulders are pulled back, core is embraced, and then we're gonna jump it up to our chest. We're gonna drop back down, catch, tap the ground, stand for your RDL or deadlift, back down to the knees, pop it up. Back down to the ground, stand, down to the knees, up. Total, so it'd be 5 and 5. And then breathe, and if you got swings in you, I want to finish that off with swings. If you're not comfortable or used to the kettlebell swings yet, don't swing it and just work on those two. Work on the reactivity of being quick, being able to catch it, being able to load into those positions. Otherwise, we're gonna tip the bell back and we got 10 swings. So I tried to make a video of this the other day and I don't think it showed you correctly. Maybe I'll redo that. So, taking 2 steps behind your kettlebell, you're gonna hinge your hips back, your arms are straight out, and you're making like a triangle. So the kettlebell is the top position of the triangle. My 2 feet or the legs are the bottom points. I should really work on my speaking. Anyways, we're gonna hinge the hips back, we're gonna tip the bell back towards you, we're gonna drop the hips a little bit, shoulders are pulled back, lats are engaged, chest is above the hips. I'm gonna connect my forearm to my inner thighs, pop up at the top into a high plank, and then playing chicken with it on the way down. Inhale, snap back up. So again, it's that springiness, being able to catch, recoil, and back through. 10 swings, tip it back towards you, sink into those hips, exhale at the top. Arms are long, you're looking straight ahead. For 10. And then breathe. So that was just the movement prep and the dynamic portion of the workout, which could be a whole workout if you need it to be, if you're quick on time, if you're still learning the ropes with it. You could do 2 to 3 more rounds of that and breathe. If you want to stay with me and go into the strength portion, we are going to do goblet kickstand squats, some dual squat cleans, and then some more jumps. I gotta catch my breath, and some rows. All right, so goblet kickstand squats, choose a weight that you want to use. We're gonna kickstand the feet so you're in a staggered position, not really lungy with the leg back, but just back a little bit and off to the side. So pop the weight up at your chest, kickstand that one leg. We're gonna inhale it down, exhale to stand. Staying tall in the upper body, sitting into that front hip. If you need to take a minute, switch between sides, or just go right into it. Inhale down, exhale up. shake that out. Oh my God. All right. I really hope you could see and hear me. And I wish that I could have music on in between, so if you guys know a way that I could listen to music without YouTube yelling at me, I would really, really love that. I'm so out of breath. Anyways, from our goblet squats, now we're gonna use 2 lighter bells, or if you only have 1, that's totally fine. But we're gonna go for a squat clean. So with the squat clean, it's all about the reactivity, being able to jump it up, get underneath from the squat, and then push out of that hole. So that's why I like using lighter weights after going from like the heavy strength. So the heavy strength was our goblet squat. Now we're gonna go lighter weights, a little bit more reactive, quicker, and moving fast. So 2 bells, or you could use 1. I have a lot of videos of showing you how you could do a goblet position too, which I really love. Just teaching that quickness and springiness, because that's what the kettlebell really offers when it comes to weight training. Like, you could be doing bicep curls, but like, are your feet leaving the floor? Are you getting faster? Are you getting quicker? Are you getting more reactive? Are you able to catch yourself? Those are things I like to think about, and that's what I love about the bell. All right, so 2 bells, 1 bell, whatever you want to use. Inside the heels, it's going to be a dead squat clean. So the dead position means you're using your feet, you're getting vertical, you're pushing the ground away, where like the horizontal clean is you're using your hip, it's still hip power, but it's more hip drive, feet are staying on the ground, different purposes. So standing over the top of the 2, we're gonna jump them up to our shoulder, we're gonna stand them up first, then we're gonna drop down to the knees like we did in that hang position, jump them up to our shoulders, squat, stand. All right, so hips are gonna be pulled down, chest is up, shoulders are pulled back. I'm gonna jump them up, squat, stand. Trying to get that a little bit quicker now. So drop it down to the knees, up, squat, push. Whew. And if you're really training strength, oh my gosh, and power, then the method that I would use is going lighter for your first round with 2 bells, and you would hit 5 squat cleans. The next round, you could go heavier and hit 3 squat cleans. Then the last round, you could go heavy and go for 1 to 2, whatever you got left, because that's your finisher, right? So after those squat cleans, now we're gonna use our body weight to move quicker. So it's like one potentiates the next. That's how I like to do all my workouts, to be honest. I find it more fun, less reps, high intent, and still great volume. So I'm going to do some lateral tuck jumps where I pull the knees. If you're new to this, again, hold on to something. Like hold on to the door frame, hold on to a bar, hold on to your countertop. Little tiny hops, bending into the hips, knees, ankles, getting the pelvis up and sitting back into it. I'm gonna do lateral tucks. So starting with the arms up with every jump, unless of course you're holding on to something. Coming up and over, up and over. Land and shake it out. Take a couple minutes. And then that's when we go back through it. Oh my goodness, I gotta get used to this whole talking and doing thing. So take a minute to 2, let your heart rate come all the way down, and then we're back to those kickstand goblet squats. So that's where you wanna go heavy, you really wanna work your strength and have to push, because then when you go to those lighter weights for your squat clean, it's gonna move quicker because your strength is already so activated. So breathe, I need to breathe. And then we would do 2 more rounds of that. Squats can go down as well if you need to drop the reps. It's all about what you're trying to get after, how much time you have, what weights you're playing with. But going back to those kickstand squats, weight would be at your chest. 1 foot's gonna be staggered back. Another thing about that is this back hip can rotate in more so I can sit more into this front hip. So on the way down, I'm really biasing that front hip and working internal rotation on my off hip. I don't know if I'm gonna do another round because I already did 2 to 3. So I would pause this or play it back and hit 2 to 3 more rounds. Go down in your squat cleans, go down in the jumps, and add more intent. And then we got some rows. So once I do it goes movement prep, dynamic movement, getting the heart rate up, getting your blood flowing, getting things feeling warm, working into the movement patterns. And then I do the power, which was those kickstand squats, squat cleans, jumps. 2 to 3 rounds there, working through different weights, different numbers, or just keeping it the same, but working the mechanics. And then I get into my strength stuff. So I chose today a seated Z-sit press, seesaw, and bent over rows. 2 exercises. If honestly you want a full body bang, I would also add in alternating reverse lunges with at the front rack. If you're new to that, goblet, you could hold it just down and up, but we'll get there, I'll show you that. All right, so let's start off with the rows. You could go single bell, you could go 2 bells, you can go supported, you can use dumbbells, whatever you got. What I'm gonna do is the 2 bells, and I'm gonna make it triphasic, which is a 3 count up, back down, a 3 count hold, and then a quick down and up. And I'm gonna do that 3 times. On the second round, I'm gonna do it 2 times because I'm gonna go heavier. And on the last round, I might do it once because I'm gonna go heavier. So hinge at the hips, grab your 2 bells that you wanna start it with. We're gonna lift up, and then we're pulling back slow for 3, 2, 1, reach, pull back, hold. 2, 1, reach, down and up quick. That was 1, up slow, 3, 2, 1, reach, pull up, hold. 2, 1, reach, down and up. 2, one more time. Pull up slow, squeeze those shoulder blades tight, reach, pull up, hold. 2, 1, reach, down and up. Oh, that burns. That burns if you ask me. And then we got a seated seesaw Z-sit press. Seesaw Z-sit press. I always tell people, hardest part when you're doing like this or a bridge press is literally getting them to your front rack. So my legs are straight out. I'm gonna pull my toes in towards my shin and rotate my legs back. Whatever feels comfortable for you. If you have tight hips, this might not be the comfiest position. So you could also do it standing with that seesaw to work into the upper back. You could do it from the half kneeling position and work into your hips. But yeah, all right. So get them up to your front rack some way, somehow. I'm gonna take a press, I'm gonna turn and look at it. As this one comes down, I'm gonna press the other side. Going for 12 there. And then I guess I'll show you the lunges, because this is a full body shebang, huh? Oh, okay. So again, however you want to use your weights. I'm going to clean them up to the front rack because the strength portion I decided to do was dual bells. So 2 bells, tip them back, up to my shoulders. I'm going to step 1 foot back, trying to tap that back knee, and switch. Now, if this feels too difficult for you or you're not used to that lunging position, you could always hold on to something, send the leg back. That back knee wants to go straight down, sitting into your front hip. Show you from the other side. Squeezing the bells at your front rack. Holding the bells there is a core workout on its own, especially when they're heavy. And then breathe Reps can decrease with each round if you're going heavier. If not, keep it the same and work the strength. And that was it. I'm not gonna give you a finisher because I want this to be more beginner friendly, quick and simple. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have questions, comments, any recommendations, how I can use music, how I can make this better, how I can help you.